Good evening and welcome to our Wednesday night reading from Max Lucado. And we're reading from his book, When God Whispers Your Name. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. I'm glad to see the sun shining. And tonight is going to be a perfect example that it's not the length that we worry about. I'm hoping to provide a time that in our busy day, even though we're still trying to hunker down, stay at home, doing as less of travel as possible, that our day can still get hectic and crazy, and I'm hoping just 10 or 15, maybe 20 minutes of just sitting down, relaxing, and taking in a story of hope that it may make your day a little bit better, and then reflect on some of the things that I may talk about when we're finished. Today's story, the chapter is entitled Hidden Heroes. True heroes are hard to identify. They don't look like heroes. Here's an example. Step with me into a dank dungeon in Judea. Peer through the door's tiny window. Consider the plight of the man on the floor. He has just inaugurated history's greatest movement. His words have triggered a revolution that will span 2 millenniums. Future historians will describe him as courageous, noble, and visionary. At this moment, he appears anything but. Cheeks hollow, beard matted, bewilderment etched on his face. He leans back against the cold wall, closes his eyes, and sighs. John had never known doubt before. Hunger, yes. Loneliness, often. Doubt, never. Only raw conviction, ruthless pronouncements, and rugged truth. Such was John the Baptist. Conviction as fierce as the desert sun. Until now as the sun is blocked, now his courage wanes. Now the clouds come. And now, as he faces death, he doesn't raise a fist of victory. He raises only a question. His final act is not a proclamation of courage, but a confession of confusion. Find out if Jesus is the Son of God or not. The forerunner of the Messiah is afraid of failure. Find out if I have told the truth. Find out if I've sent people to the right Messiah. Find out if I've been right or if I've been duped. Doesn't sound too heroic, does it? We'd rather John die in peace. We'd rather the trailblazer catch a glimpse of the mountain. Seems only right the sailor be granted a sighting of the shore. After all, didn't Moses get a view of the valley? Isn't John the cousin of Jesus? If anybody deserves to see the end of the trail, doesn't he? Apparently not. The miracles he prophesied he never saw. The kingdom he announced he never knew. And the Messiah he proclaimed he now doubts. John doesn't look like the prophets who would be the transition between law and grace. He doesn't look like a hero. Heroes seldom do. Can I take you to another prison for another example? This time, the jail is in Rome. The man is named Paul. What John did to present Christ, Paul did to explain him. John cleared the path. Paul erected signposts. Like John, Paul shaped history. And like John, Paul would die in the jail of a despot. No headlines announced his execution. No observer recorded the events. When the axe struck Paul's neck, society's eyes didn't blink. To them, Paul was a peculiar purveyor of an old faith and an odd faith. Peer into the prison and see him for yourself, bent and frail, shackled to the arm of a Roman guard. Behold the apostle of God. Who knows when his back last felt a bed or his mouth knew a good meal? 3 decades of travel and trouble, and what he's got to show for it. There's squabbling in Philippi, competition in Corinth, the legalists are swarming in Galatia, Crete is plagued by money grabbers, Ephesus is stalked by womanizers, even some of Paul's own friends have turned against him. Dead broke, no family, no property, nearsighted, and worn out. Oh, now he had his moments. Spoke to an emperor once. Couldn't convert him. Gave a lecture at Areopagus men's club, but wasn't asked to speak there again. Spent a few days with Peter and the boys in Jerusalem. They couldn't seem to get along, so Paul hit the road and never got off. Ephesus, Thessalonica, Athens, Syracuse, Malta. The only list longer than his itinerary was that of his misfortunes. Got stoned in one city and stranded in another. Nearly drowned as many times as he nearly starved. If he spent more than 1 week in the same place, it was probably a prison. He never received a salary. Had to pay his own travel expenses. Kept a part-time job on the side to make ends meet. Doesn't look like a hero. Doesn't sound like one either. He introduced himself as the worst sinner in history. He was a Christian killer before he was a Christian leader. At times his heart was so heavy, his pen drug itself across the page. What a miserable man I am. Who will save me from this body that brings me death? Only heaven knows how long he stared at that question before he found the courage to defy logic and right. I thank God for saving me through Jesus Christ our Lord. 1 minute he's in charge, the next he's in doubt. One day he's preaching, the next day he's in prison. And that's where I'd like you to look at him. Look at him in prison. Pretend you don't know him. You're a guard or a cook or a friend of the hatchet man. And you've come to get one last look at the guy while he's sharpening the blade. What you see shuffling around in his cell isn't too much. But what I lean over and tell you is that man will shape the course of history. You chuckle, but I continue. Nero's fame will fade in a man's life. You turn and stare, and I continue. His churches will die, but his thoughts, within 200 years, his thoughts will influence the teaching of every school on this continent. You shake your head. See those letters? Those letters scribbled on parchment? They'll be read in thousands of languages and will pack every major creed and constitution of the future. Every major figure will read them. Every single one. That would be your breaking point. No way. He's an old man with an odd faith. He'll be killed and forgotten before his head hits the floor. Who could disagree? What rational thinker would counter? Paul's name would blow like the dust his bones would become. Just like John's. No level-headed observer would think otherwise. Both were noble, but passing. Courageous, but small. Radical, yet unnoticed. No one, I repeat, no one bade farewell to these men thinking their names would be remembered longer than a generation. Their peers simply had no way of knowing. Neither do we. For that reason, a hero could be next door and you wouldn't know it. The fellow who changes the oil in your car could be one. A hero in coveralls. Maybe. Maybe as he works, he prays, asking God to do with the heart of the driver what he does with the engine. The daycare worker where you drop off the kids. Perhaps. Perhaps your morning prayers include the name of each child and the dream that one of them will change the world. Who's to say God isn't listening? The parole officer downtown could be a hero. She could be the one who challenges the ex-con to to challenge the team, to challenge the gangs. I know. These folks don't fit our image of a hero. They look too, normal. Give us 4 stars, titles, and headlines. But something tells me that for every hero in the spotlight, there are dozens in the shadow. They don't get press. They don't draw crowds. They don't even write books. But behind every avalanche is a snowflake. Behind a rock slide is a pebble. An atomic explosion begins with one atom. And a revival can begin with one sermon. History proves it. John Eglin had never preached a sermon in his life. Never. Wasn't that he didn't want to, just never needed to. But then one morning he did. The snow left his town of Colchester, England, buried in white. When he awoke on that January Sunday in 1850, he thought of staying home. Who would go to church in such weather? But he reconsidered. He was, after all, the deacon. And if the deacons didn't go, who would? So he put on his boots, hat, and coat, and walked the 6 miles to the Methodist church. He wasn't the only member who considered staying home. In fact, he was one of the few who came. Only 13 people were present. 12 members and 1 visitor. Even the minister was snowed in. Someone suggested they go home. Eglin would hear none of that. They'd come this far, they'd had a service. Besides, they had a visitor, a 13-year-old boy. But who would preach? Eglin was the only deacon. It fell to him. And so he did. His sermon lasted only 10 minutes. It drifted and it wandered and it made no point in an effort to make sense. But at the end, an uncharacteristic courage settled upon the man. He lifted his eyes and he looked straight at the boy and challenged. Young man, look to Jesus. Look, look, look. Did the challenge make a difference? Let the boy, now a man, answer. I did look. And then and there, the cloud in my heart lifted. The darkness rolled away. And at that moment, I saw the sun. The boy's name, Charles Haddon Spurgeon, England's Prince of Preachers. Did Eglin know what he had done? No. Do heroes know when they are heroic? Rarely. Are historic moments acknowledged when they happen? You know the answer to that one. We seldom see history in the making and we seldom recognize heroes, which is just as well. For if we knew either, we might mess them up both. But we'll do well to keep our eyes open. Tomorrow's Spurgeon might be mowing your lawn, and the hero who inspires him might be nearer than you think. He might be in your mirror. I thought this chapter was very appropriate for our time living in our COVID-19 moments. Today is National Nurses Day, and I'd like to just say thank you and Happy Nurses Day to any nurse who may be looking and watching. You are not a hidden hero, but you are a hero. Our doctors, our nurses, every day, but especially during this trying time right now. But there are a lot of hidden heroes out there. Go to the grocery store, truck drivers, people who do everyday things are putting their life on the line so we can have food, so we can so-called live as normally as we can. Do they want to do this? Probably not. They probably want to hunker down and stay as safe as they can. Why are they showing up for work? A, because they have to. They have to put food on their own tables. Many are working at jobs that don't make a living wage. Folks, these are our living hidden heroes. If you want to be a hero, I want you to continue to do what's right. I want you to continue to stay in your home. I I want you to continue to only go out when necessary. And when you do, the biggest heroes are wearing masks. May we pray? Gracious and loving God, we are surrounded by so many heroes that we don't know. Who knows? We may be a hero and don't even know it. We don't ask for fame. We don't ask for fortune. We don't ask for recognition. Our heroes show up. And gracious God, I lift up every doctor and nurse in this country today because they are our true heroes right now. I simply ask that you be with each of them, give them strength, give them patience, and let them know that your presence is right there. In Jesus' name, amen. I will see you Sunday morning for our regular worship time. In the meantime, have a great evening. Good night.